Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Saturday night live from Los Angeles, California, a night where the Los Angeles Lakers absolutely beat the brakes off the Denver Nuggets tonight, y'all. 123-100 in the Mile High City. They went into Denver's house, put their feet up on their couch, and told them to get out of their own house tonight, man. So many things to cover, so much praise to give in tonight's game, so many players to talk about, so many situations to talk about. Lakers won in Denver. It just sounds crazy to say that. It sounds crazy to hear that out loud. Now, I know that this win does not take away losing to them in back-to-back playoff rounds. I know that this win does not mean anything come playoff time from a standpoint of we're going to beat them in a playoff round or a series. But I do feel that this team is more equipped to do so. It is built more to do so. And Denver now has some doubt placed in their minds because LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers have a new guy. Have a guy that can get busy out there on the perimeter with the ball in his hands, create his own shot, create his own havoc in Denver, cause his own havoc in Denver, and put fear in Denver Nugget faithful and drive them nuts. And when the Lakers played Denver, it was LeBron James, and then it was Jamal Murray as far as being the next perimeter-based guy in the series. And now the Lakers have the two best perimeter-based guys in a series against Denver. And the Laker defense, y'all. Shout out to the Laker defense, man. Lakers defense was stifling, man. I know it's funny because we lost AD, and we don't really have a quote unquote legitimate starting big, right? We don't really have it. But Jackson Hayes has been more than serviceable. He's been playing great, just filling his role, doing what he can do. And the Lakers, since about January 15th, they have essentially the best defense in the league. And that's a pretty decent sample size, man. We're sitting here on February 22nd. I think that's 18 or 19 games. I think they only had AD for maybe 10 of them. This defense is legit. This defense has been legit. JJ has unlocked something with that small ball, with that five-person switch on everything. And the things that they have been doing. The Lakers, when they turn you over, when you turn the basketball over, the Lakers are gone. And now they got two quarterbacks out there in Luka and LeBron who could absolutely fly down the court. Outlets down the court to people who are flying down the court and to each other. Luka and LeBron outletting to each other, football passes. It's been something to watch, man. Sometimes the ball doesn't even touch the floor. It's get it and go. And Luka's playing into shape, man. He's rounding into shape. He's looking better. Today was kind of his coming out party as far as being when he was on the Lakers. And he just had that bounce, man. He had that pep in his step to start the game. You could see it. The Lakers never really felt like this game was out of control. Denver went on a couple runs. Lakers took every punch, countered back. I think the Lakers started out 6-0. Denver came back, and the Lakers got separation. Denver would chip away. Lakers would get 10, 11, 12-point leads. Denver would go on a run. Lakers would catch a second win, extend it again, and then just kind of took care of business. And went into halftime, and I'm like, look, if they could just not beat themselves, then they will beat Denver. Don't beat yourself, and you'll beat Denver. And that's exactly what happened. And the thing is, with AD on the Lakers against Denver, it just didn't work because he had to use so much energy on defense that his offense was not existent. Where here you have Luka, who doesn't use a ton of energy on defense, but his offense is fresh. And you got other guys doing that role defensively. And now you got two guys, along with Austin and Rui tonight, 4 guys with 20 points or more. Denver coming into this game on a 9-game winning streak, and the Lakers silenced that. So many positives tonight, man. So many positives. Just beating Denver alone with this new look Laker team was going to be huge, just to plant that seed in Denver's mind that you can go into their building and get a win. And if you can beat them when they're on a 9-game winning streak in their own building, in a game in which Russ played well, like, you're doing something good, man. Luka just out there dominating. LeBron was strong. Like I said, Austin, Rui, strong. Vanda was very disruptive to start that first quarter on Joker. Picked up 3 fouls in the first, but he served his purpose. Made Joker uncomfortable. Wasn't even putting up a lot of shots. Just the attention to detail and the work that the Lakers were doing against Denver in this basketball game was impressive. And shout out to Coach JJ Redick. Shout out to the entire team out there tonight, man. There were so many things that went right for this team tonight. And this team is a surefire playoff team. This team is now a team that you look in the Western Conference and who can't they beat? Like, but obviously teams can beat them, right? I'm sure other teams are looking at that like, who can't we beat? And I think my point is that it's just wide open in the West. And whether you're the Lakers or whether you're OKC or whether you're Denver, whether you're the Clippers, whether you're the Rockets, doesn't matter who. You're looking around and everyone's like, yeah, we could probably see ourselves getting to the finals here. And when you look out east, like, I understand, you got a defending champion in Boston and Milwaukee, if they can, continue to get their act together. But it's so wide open. It's so wide open. A lot of people have talked a lot about this new CBA. A lot of people have talked a lot about the second apron. A lot of people have talked a lot about the new wave of the game as far as organizationally and the way that the CBA is structured. But the main purpose of this new CBA was to create a competitive balance and parity. And that is exactly what we have now in the NBA. I don't believe there's a favorite. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know what you think in the chat. But I do not believe that there is a favorite in this year's NBA to win it all. Vegas may have a favorite, but I'm talking about, I'm not looking back. I'm thinking, okay, any of these guys are scaring me for the Lakers to face them in a playoff round. So just incredible work tonight, man. From the outset, the Lakers had a different focus. They had a different attention to detail. They had a different energy. They had a different bounce to their step. They were locked in. And I know so many people were texting me tonight throughout the game and DMing me, and I just kept saying, this feels different. This feels different against Denver. This feels different. The approach, the mentality, the mindset, it all seemed different up in Denver tonight. Whereas the Lakers would go in, and I felt like you could see it in the Lakers' body language, almost the same way we were feeling, like they're going to blow it later in the game. They're going to blow it later in the game. And it not only was in the Lakers' head, but it was in Denver's head. Denver knew the Lakers were going to blow a game up there or in LA. You just felt it coming. It never felt that way tonight. It never felt like the Lakers were going to blow this game tonight. It never felt like they were going to give it away. It never felt like Denver was going to take it from them. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know if you guys feel that way. It felt different tonight, seemed different. The team looked different. And the outcome was different. The outcome was different. So, Luka is going to be a different animal in the Lakers. I know there's been talk from some Laker fans that he looks, out of shape. He's not healthy. They're going to regret the trade. I've been from the get-go saying there's no way in hell they regret this trade. Luka, I feel, is going to lead the Lakers to promised land multiple times. And he's just getting started. He's just playing himself back into shape. He's barely getting his rhythm back. He's barely getting his act together out there on the basketball court. Like I said, coming into this game, he hadn't played much since Christmas, and maybe less than 40 minutes since Christmas. And today he went out there, and he just looks like it's coming together. He's putting it together. And the team out there, man, 1 through 12, 1 through 8, 1 through 9, 1 through 10, whoever's playing in any particular game is bringing it. Like a lot of the guys that we had frustrations with in the past, right? You got Austin Reaves out there becoming just consistent as they come now. He's becoming consistent as they can be. Austin Reaves, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Vanderbilt giving defense out there. You got no-name guys out there putting in work, and Goodwin. I mean, this is a team that has elements to it that can sneak up on people. And you got 2 absolute stars still on this team. And Coach JJ Redick, again, got to give him credit, man. His scheme, his attention to what he's doing has been absolutely incredible. Chris, I see you, brother. Appreciate you, man. I got Chris with the $3 super sticker, man. Thank you, brother. Hope you are doing well, man. Appreciate you. He says the best two-way channel on YouTube. I appreciate you, man. That's what I'm striving to be. Just got to get my schedule in order, man. But yeah, man. What a game, man. This was incredible. Yeah, it felt weird because I didn't even feel like coming into this game. I didn't have like a sense of nervousness. I didn't have a feeling like, man, we're about to lose to Denver again. Like, didn't have that coming in. I felt like Luka was gonna do his thing tonight. And I've often felt that the Lakers just needed that other guy that could create his own shot, that other guy who could be on the perimeter and kill against Denver. Having someone like AD to chase Joker around wasn't necessarily the best game plan for AD or the Lakers, right? That kind of benefits Denver and Joker because AD is using so much energy on defense, he has nothing left on offense. And I prefer the defense by committee, and let your stars cook offensively. And that's exactly what the Lakers did tonight with Braun and Luka, Reaves and Rui. And the funny thing is, our four guys who are probably known for being defensive liabilities. And I'm not calling LeBron James a defensive liability, but he's had some bad defensive stretches. He's 40 years old. But he's been solid, of late. But what I'm saying is it's often those four names you hear or we're gonna hear: Luka, LeBron, Rui, Austin. Those guys all scored 20 points each, and the team held them down and had their back defensively. They crashed the glass. They were getting putbacks. They were getting outlets. There were so many things going right for the Lakers side. Let's look at the box score here and just touch on a couple of things here because the Lakers weren't even shooting really the three that much in the first quarter of the game. Denver was putting up shots and missing a lot. But the Lakers shooting 39% from three tonight on 16 for 41. Denver also shot 39% on 16 of 41. So they made took and made the exact same amount of threes. But the Lakers shot 50% overall, where Denver shot 40%, which I think is absolutely telling. And Denver with the out rebound of the Lakers, 59 to 44. And the offensive rebounds here, the Lakers had 9 offensive rebounds to Denver's 12. But it felt like the Lakers were just always where they needed to be. Only 8 turnovers tonight. Denver had 20. The Lakers forced 20 turnovers on the Denver Nuggets. 20. And when they turn you over, they are gone. They're out of there. It's over for you. And let's take a look at the points off turnovers here. Give me a second here, because that is crazy. So points off turnovers, this is the story of the game. Denver with 20 turnovers, Lakers with 8. The Lakers scored 39 points off their turnovers. Denver scored 11 off the Lakers turnovers. And that pretty much is the story of the game right there. That pretty much did it. They were done from there. I mean, you had Rui with 21. You had LeBron with 25. You had Austin with 23. Luka with 32. Those guys were just killing them. They're just killing them. Like Aaron Gordon gave you 24, but he was a minus 25. Jamal Murray gave you 19, but he was a minus 28. So those guys were out there. Their guys were kind of keeping them in the game early. But when they were on the floor, the Lakers just had their way with them. Russ, a minus 15. He had 17 points tonight. But Joker just didn't have himself, even though albeit a triple-double, he was minus 11, 12 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, but 2 of 7 shooting on 28% shooting, only 1 3. And 6 turnovers for Joker, 5 for Jamal Murray. So Jamal Murray and Joker had more combined turnovers than the entire Laker team combined. I mean, that's craziness. That is absolute craziness. The Lakers as a team had less turnovers than Denver's 2 stars. And again, 39 points off turnovers is the story of the game. They got it done. And here we are. So let me know what you guys think in the chat, man. You guys are excited. I'm excited. Like I said, this doesn't take away the last 2 years. Doesn't guarantee anything later on, but it sure does feel good tonight. And it sure does mean that even though we lost 13 of our last 14 to them, that we didn't lose 14 of our last 15 to them, man. So I'm going to absolutely enjoy this one. If you guys stick around, maybe I'll take some call-ins tonight. Maybe. It's been a minute since I've done a show. Got some time tonight. Got a little time tonight. Wifey's out. Got some time tonight. So might be able to get some calls in tonight. So let me get through some of these chats. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you have not done so already, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. You can become a member to the channel as well for less than the cost of lunch. You can become a member for an entire month. tap that link in the description, hit that join button to become a member. Search, I see you promoting all the stuff over here in the chat. I appreciate you. Love you, brother. Hope you are doing well. The mod god, the god of mods, the mod father, the best in the business, Mr. Search and Destroy. You can also tap that Fanatics link, man. Get your MLB, NBA, and NFL gear and more. Make sure to use our link to get special discounts, and your purchase also helps support the channel. Now, whether you're buying your Laker gear, Dodgers just got to spring training, you're buying your new Dodger gear, you're buying your NFL gear, your memorabilia, whatever it may be, we've partnered with the good people at Fanatics, and when you use our link and you shop through Fanatics via us, they take care of us because we sent you that way. So great way to help support the channel. The Cash App is $EmpireJeff, as well as you can, super chats are always appreciated. As always, follow me on all socials, EmpireJeffTV everywhere. EmpireJeffTV on Twitter X, EmpireJeffTV on Instagram, EmpireJeffTV obviously here on YouTube, EmpireJeffTV Facebook group. It's where you can find me at all those locations. Appreciate those who've already followed me over there as well. All right, let's get to it here. Festo, what's going on? Salute to you, brother. Hope you are doing well. Raphael, what's going on, man? What's up, Jeff and everyone? What's going on with you, brother? Hope you're doing well. Like and subscribe, everyone. Absolutely. Showtime LA says, good evening, Jeff. Good evening to you, man. Good evening to all Laker Nation, because not only is it a good evening, but this is a good win tonight, y'all. Absolutely good win tonight. Gary says, good game. Can see the Lakers in the finals. Yeah, Gary, I don't know why I'm botching my words tonight. I think I'm just a little too excited. Gary, you know what? I'm not going to sit up here and say that I'm guaranteeing they're going to the finals. I'm not there yet, but I will sit up here and say that I feel they have as good a chance as anyone in the West, just because the way that they got Luka, they got LeBron, the way they're defending, the way JJ is coaching, getting someone like a DFS, getting Vando back, the resurgence of Gabe Vincent. There's a lot of things going right for the Lakers that hadn't really gone right the last couple of years. And you need all these things to go right to give you a chance to get to the NBA Finals, to get to the playoffs, and so on and so on. You need these things to happen in order to get there. So the Lakers are getting some luck. And when you get luck, man, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. You know what I mean? We got a super chat in the building. My man, Chris, the art director, a.k.a. the graphic god. Luka looked great versus Denver. Luka not scared whatsoever. No, Luka ain't never scared, man. Luka ain't never scared. Chris, I appreciate you, brother, as always. But you're absolutely right. Luka is definitely not scared. And that's what you needed. And look, this isn't a bash AD thing. It just didn't work against Denver. And this isn't an AD was scared thing, because I don't believe AD was scared. It just was a bad matchup with Braun and AD. It is no longer a bad matchup with Luka and Braun. And if you guys remember the night I did the show about the trade, I said, I feel now we're more equipped to face and beat Denver. And we are. I still believe that. Now, one game doesn't mean we win 4 out of 7. But my confidence level in Denver went from about a 5% to probably about a 65% now, as far as my confidence against Denver in a playoff series, because it just was no longer working with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. It just wasn't working anymore. That era of Laker basketball was done. And, shout out to them for delivering on the chip, but that ship had sailed. It just is what it is. So appreciate AD. But if that Laker team is still currently constructed, we probably do not get the win tonight. We probably don't. So solid game. Luka isn't in his final form yet. No, he is not. Absolutely not. I think 2, maybe 3 weeks from now, Luka's going to be averaging 30 points a game as a Laker. Just watch. Angie B, Miss Angie B, EmpireJeffTV's own Miss Angie B. What's going on, sis? What's good, my brother? Hell of a win. Let's go. Factuals, man. What a difference Luka makes. Absolutely. What's up, Craig? Vegas Dev, what's going on, brother? Hope you are doing well. Search, shouted you out before. Absolutely. Everyone's saying what's up to Search. I mean, mind my business. Yeah, it was. We played great top to bottom. Yeah, it was an overall team win. These are the things you need. You need the others, as Shaq used to call them, the others, to step up and handle business. And those guys did tonight, man. Those guys absolutely did tonight. Vanda was playing wicked D. And of course, we saw the real Luka. Yeah, Search. Look, I've often said, and even though Vando has frustrated me, I'm a Vando guy. You guys know this. For anyone who's watched the channel for long enough, anyone who's been around, Empire Jeff TV long enough. You guys know where I stand with Jared Vanderbilt. You guys know that I've often felt that he is a cheat code for us when healthy. You guys know that I have often said that he is a guy that can take us to a next level defensively. I understand that some people say he gets played off the court offensively, yada, yada, yada. If you have a coach that knows how to use him and knows how to work with him within a system, and he's going to do his thing defensively. You can keep him active in the dunker spot. If you can get his offensive rebounds, there's ways you can make Vando effective on the offensive side of the floor. And he hadn't been great since we got Luka. He hadn't had his real moments yet. The team has actually been terrible when he's been on the floor since the Luka trade. But tonight, I don't know what his plus minus was, but I know in that first half, that first quarter, let's see what he was tonight. So he was one. He was a one. He only played about 6.5 minutes. It was that stretch in the first quarter. He was frustrating Joker. He's not playing a ton of minutes, but they're throwing different looks at Joker. And you had multiple different guys that were throwing at him. You had Braun, you had Rui, you had Vando, you had Hayes, you had multiple guys that were throwing at him, guys that can get the ball when he puts the ball low, guys who are strong enough to keep him off his balance, off his base. And, to a point where they kind of frustrated him today. Now, you don't stop Joker. It's not what I'm saying, and I don't think anyone can. Joker kind of may have got a little frustrated tonight and took himself out the game. I don't believe anyone can stop Joker. That would be crazy to say. But I feel like the Lakers kind of imposed their will on him today, and he didn't feel like playing after that. So, if you can make that happen, just once or twice a series, then you got a chance to get, face Denver and get out of there with a win in the series, man. So where we leave off here. People talking to each other. My business. Shanda, what's going on, man? Jokic looked weird tonight, like he didn't want to be out there. Something was off. Yeah, so that's what I said. Well, if you guys saw that first quarter, so while I was driving home, I listened to the first quarter on the radio. And when I watched the first quarter during halftime, and Vando was like meeting him, was not letting him go anywhere. He was shadowing him all over the place. I don't know if they showed that on the telecast. But I kept hearing that on the radio. They're like, Vando was like not leaving him alone, basically living in his jersey, right? He's just going straight up to him. He's talking to him. He's doing all these things, kind of like what Dwight did to him in 2020. And again, Dwight was bigger and stronger, but Vando is trying to keep him from getting to his spot, make him feel the pressure from putting the ball on the floor. Joker's a guy that likes to dribble the basketball for a big, right? And someone like Vando can be disruptive in that regard. And he was. And this is the role that I think Vando can play against guys. This is what he can do. 6, anywhere between 7 to 15 minutes. Vando can give you, depending on who the matchup is, he can do some things to help you win a basketball game. And let your guys on offense do their thing. Let those other guys play defense. And collectively, the team defense for this team, the way JJ has them out there, the everyone switch mentality, and the way, do you guys see the way this team crashes the boards? Now, here's the thing. I understand that Denver out-rebounded us, right? Tonight, I understand that they did that. But so it's when I talk about this stat, it's going to seem a little odd because they out-rebounded us by 15. They had 3 more offensive rebounds. Had 3 more offensive rebounds than us. What is going on here? What just happened here? I apologize. Hold on a second. something wasn't adding up here. NBA.com had like a glitch here. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what's happening here. So they've got there we go. Okay, no. So they have Denver with 12 offensive rebound, 33 defensive rebounds, right? But they got them at 59 overall rebounds. I don't know what's going on here. Something's off here. It's off on the Lakers side too. Hold on, let me refresh this. Their totals aren't equaling like each column. So hold on, let me see if this is right. Okay, there we go. They corrected it. Okay. So, NBA.com is spazzing. Hold on a second. Someone messed up that spreadsheet up there on the back end, huh? Okay, here we go. So the Lakers had a total of 39 rebounds. I misspoke earlier because the stats on NBA.com were incorrect, which is odd. So the Lakers had overall 39 rebounds. Denver overall had 45 rebounds. Okay, so the original stat I saw, I'm like, man, this doesn't line up to what we were seeing. Now it does. So a total of only 6 more rebounds, right? But I also told you that there is a field goal percentage separation of 10%, right? Lakers took 86 shots to Denver's 85. The Lakers made 43 to Denver's 34. The Lakers made 9 more shots with only taking one more shot, 10 more percent. So that's why Denver had 6 more rebounds. All right. It's because they had way more bricks thrown up there. So if you guys saw when Denver, it felt like Denver had some of those open for a reason, guys, from 3. And then the Lakers were just crashing the boards. So that's why when I first saw that stat, I'm like, this is not computing or lining up. Now they corrected it. The way that they were crashing the boards. LeBron was crashing the boards. Jackson Hayes, Vando, Rui, Luka, Austin Reaves. Like everyone was going. They were crashing. And you've heard JJ talk multiple times about corner crashing. And that's exactly what they were doing. They were pressuring the basketball. They were trying to force turnovers. They were doing everything they could effort-wise to kind of annoy the Denver Nuggets, outworking them. The Lakers aren't typically that lunchbox team, right? That blue-collar hard work team, right? They're the glamour team, the guys with the stars. The ADs don't want to be pushed around. They don't want to be bumped. The narrative on the Lakers has changed, guys. They're the gritty ones. They're the ones that are out there bringing energy. They're the ones out there with the DFS, with a Vando, right? With a Gabe Vincent, the irritants. The Lakers have irritants like the Goodwins, the Jackson Hayeses. They've got irritants out there, and they're annoying the other teams with their effort. And this is not something the Lakers are known for, is annoying teams with their effort. And they're turning you over. They're blitzing you down the court. And tonight they scored 39 points off turnovers on Denver. And that's demoralizing. That just demoralizes a team. And Denver, again, was on a 9-game winning streak. But Coach Malone was talking coming into this game about even though they were on that winning streak, he didn't love the amount of turnovers they were still having. And tonight, 20 of them things. 20 turnovers tonight. 39 points off turnovers. And again, that was the story of the game tonight. You're going to hear me talk about that often tonight because that was exactly the story of the game. That's exactly how the Lakers won this game. And even though they got out rebounded, the activity around the basket that they did. Let me check one more stat here because this is one thing I didn't look, but it's going to be interesting here. Let me see. So that's interesting too. So the Lakers' aggression, even though they were the aggressor, they only had 2 more fouls than Denver. Denver had 18. The Lakers had 20. Let's check out the free throws real quick. Lakers took 25 free throws. Denver took 21. Lakers made 21. Denver made 16. Okay. So there's a lot of things in the stat sheet that if you didn't watch the game, kind of could tell you the entire story. That's not always the case with a basketball game. It's just looking at the stat sheet. This game's stat sheet tells you a lot about how the Lakers won tonight. 4 guys with 20 points, multiple guys with strong plus minuses, close enough in rebounds, 39% from 3, 39 points off turnovers, only 8 turnovers. LeBron had 11 turnovers in a game by himself recently, right? I mean, 8 turnovers complete for the entire team tonight was fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. Let's see. Jokic look weird. Okay, I think I touched on that. Me first said Luka is money, bro. What's going on? Me first? Yeah. He dollar bills, y'all. He money for sure, man. And I guess, you know what? Twitter X, whatever it is, it's such an emotional space. Like so many people are throwing tantrums and fits. YouTube kind of is too, but it's one of the reasons why I really can't look at timelines too much because the sky is always falling with Laker fans, man. The sky is falling. They're either like crazy overreacting to a win or crazy overreacting to a loss, crazy overreacting to a strong performance or crazy overreacting to a subpar performance. Like to them, it's like a lot of them. And this is just, again, I've talked about pockets of Laker Nation, the toxic pocket of Laker Nation who overreacts to everything, throwing fits, and actually saying the words out loud that the Lakers made a mistake by trading for Luka is, I almost don't have the words for it. I almost don't have the words for anyone who says stuff like that. What's going on, G? I told y'all no one will be able to stop Luka, especially with LeBron as his sidekick. No one. Yeah, man. I mean, if they're outletting the ball like this, if they're running the lanes like this, if they're rebounding, if they're pushing pace, they're hitting threes, they're defending, they're crashing, they're switching on everything, they're communicating. This team is connected, y'all. This team is connected. And that is such a good word that you want to be linked to your team. What's going on, Todd Church? Low-key like Jameson and Goodwin. Yeah, I mean, again, these are great guys. Like I said, the Lakers have become that team that annoys you with their tenacity and energy. This is abnormal, y'all. This is abnormal. I told y'all nobody else stopped Luka. Yep. No, Luka the Don is waking up. He is, man. I feel with Luka, it's so easier for everybody to score and get theirs. With AD, he clogged the paint and demanded the ball. Yeah, I mean, you free up on the paint. Luka's a willing passer. He can also get his own, but the lobs, the outlets, the threading the needle to the guys at or around the rim. The Jackson Hayeses, the Rui Hachimuras are going to love playing with Luka Doncic. And there's a lot of people worrying about Austin or saying that like it's going to be some redundancy with Austin on this team. And I will caution you with that. I will say that Austin is impressing me more and more. He's impressing me more and more. I've had moments where I wasn't sure that he could be the third best player on a team that goes far in the playoffs. I've had my moments where I'm not even sure that he should start because of just the fit, and we need a defensive guy in the backcourt. I've had all these concerns with at times with Austin. I've got no problem admitting that I have those concerns. I'm still not fully convinced that I'm wrong there, but I will tell you, he's making me look more wrong on a nightly basis, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for being wrong when it comes to Austin Reaves and his ability to improve, take leaps, and just continue to get better. He is becoming steady. He's becoming consistent. He's becoming a guy you can count on. He's becoming a guy that you trust. He's just becoming that guy. And he's had moments where he's been that guy, but it's never really been fully sustainable. 1, because of opportunity, 2, because of usage, 3, because of fit, 4, because of coaching. There's a lot of reasons that Reaves was kind of, up and down, right? His effort, I felt, was always there, but his skill level, the work he's putting in and what he's bringing to this team is incredible. It's been incredible. And Austin deserves his flowers. He deserves his credit. And shout out to Austin Reaves, man. Just shout out to Austin Reaves. Where we at? What's going on, Daniel Berry? Appreciate you, man. Happy Saturday to you as well. What a win indeed. We own him. That's crazy. Can they cut Alex Len and Cam Reddish? I mean, they could, but they're kind of going to be throwing money away. But if it's going to be to bring in some of these guys, they might and they could. Might not be. Look, Alex Len is a guy that I think that a lot of Laker fans overreacted to when they got him. Alex Len is who he is, but you need insurance. You need a big. If Jackson Hayes rolls an ankle or one of these guys go down, Rui just had an injury. You need a guy who can get out there, box out, get some rebounds, and be physical. I don't think they should waive Alex Len. You may need him. If Jackson Hayes goes down, you're in a lot of trouble. So they need another big out there. You can't just waive him for no reason. You know what I mean? If you bring one of these other guys in, you're going to need another big. And Alex Len, this is who he is. I don't know what people thought he was when they got him. The Laker fans, when we get someone off a waiver wire or a buyout, they have unrealistic expectations for some of these guys. Alex Len was one of those. And Alex Len is who he is. He's always been who he is. He's the same player he's been his entire career. It just, when you come to the Lakers, Laker fans want you to get 15 and 10 if we got you on the buyout market, right? But it was never going to be the case with him. But you're going to need a big body. You're going to need insurance there in the middle. So I'm thinking they keep him. Alfonso, what's going on, Alfonso? Playoff bound? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We were playoff bound before this game for sure. We played bully ball. We absolutely did. They crushed them. Yeah, they beat the snot out of them tonight, man. Not feeling Alex Len. And it's okay. It's okay. Alex Len was not going to be a guy that many Laker fans were going to be feeling. You know what I mean? It wasn't a guy that was going to come in here and fill up a stat sheet. He was never going to be that guy. Give Len time to contribute. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be games where he comes in, brings effort, gets some rebounds, gets some blocks, some putbacks. There's going to be games where people are like, okay, I don't mind him. But again, top ones left. That's not saying much. It just is what it is, unfortunately. Shando says, I heard someone say that even despite the poor depth, that Braun AD duo also kind of ran its course after a point. Luka's really him. Oh, man, I've been saying that for 2 years. Like, it definitely ran its course. They weren't going to win no more. The Braun and AD era was over. They were still there, but it was over. And yeah, like that's something I've been saying for a while now. Reaves and Luka looks good. Yeah, Reaves is getting so much better, man. He's so good now. He's getting so good to the point where you could leave him in that starting lineup. Look, there Austin Reaves is part of the team that has the best defense in the league since January 15th. Austin Reaves was part of that. He was part of that team that had the best defense in the second half of the year of 2023. He's been on good defensive teams. And when he's cooking like this offensively, man, he's hooping. He is absolutely hooping. We held Denver to 100 points at home and beat them by 23. Sheesh. Yep. AD made the offense predictable, and he just isn't a lead type of player. No, he's not. And again, whenever I say anything about AD, I want to follow up with like multiple good things, because I don't want to come off as like I'm ungrateful, unappreciative, or I'm bashing AD. It's just this move was perfect for this team to get another star that can play like this, to save LeBron, right? Not save him as far as winning, but save his energy, save his usage. And LeBron could also save Luka usage and energy, right? A player that can create his own shot, hit from three, and just be a killer out there. This is what they needed. Look what happens when you got actual dogs instead of D'Lo backcourt with Reeves, Shooter, etc. Before the team just had a sheer attack of athletes. I think Dennis is a dog, but he wasn't going to be a guy that, nowhere near the likes of what we got now for sure. Vando was a beast on defense. Forgot how much he helps, man. You guys know I am off 10 talking about Vando for sure. I told y'all no one would be able to stop Luka. Okay, I think I read that one. Luka was normal Luka. Yeah, what's going on, Michael? Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for tuning in. They not only won, they destroyed the Nuggets. Crispy, extra crispy. Extra crispy indeed, man. Just incredible, man. Just absolutely incredible. That AR block on Murray was nasty. It was. And here, the thing with Austin is, I know Austin catches heat for his defense. And sometimes there was deservingly so. Teams hunt him out, right? But his effort is there. And I'll tell you this. You know what I liked about JJ in this game? You know what I liked about JJ? And it's going to sound funny when I say this, but it's 100% the truth. And I believe this is exactly what happened. And my thing was, JJ was like, all right, you're going to hunt out our white boy? We're hunting out yours. That's exactly what it was. You're going to hunt out Austin? We're going to hunt out Brown out there. We're going to hunt him out. Brown. We're going to hunt him out there. We're going to hunt him out. You're going to hunt our white boy? We're going to hunt yours. That's exactly what they did. Hey, I mean, you're going to hunt ours? We're going to hunt yours. And that's exactly what the Lakers did. They took that away to where the Denver's like, oh, look, we can't just keep going to that, because then they're just going to keep going to it. Who wants to see this? Who wants to play like this? If we're going to target each other, let's just let our stars play, right? So that's what you did. You took that away from Denver by targeting theirs. Come for our Weddle, we're coming for yours. Oh, when I saw that, I was dying, because that's exactly what happened, man. Let's see. Dan Inspiration says, where y'all eating your chicken nuggets tonight, man? Extra crispy again. Making fried chicken thighs tomorrow in celebration. Angie says, we threw multiple looks at Jokic with Rui, DFS, Vando, and Braun. Let Hayes roam. It was a thing of booty. Yeah, man, strategy. Didn't know where it was coming from. In your opinion, what do you think about Gabe's comments on the team having more urgency once AD left? Do you feel AD being so good on that end made others lazy? Well, I think people's roles changed. And I'm going to tell you this, for anyone that's ever managed people, and I've managed a lot of people in my time. Anyone's ever led a team, ran a company, been in a position of leadership. It's all about roles. And when someone doesn't have, or is unclear, doesn't have a role, or is unclear of their role, you don't always get the best production from them. Every Laker now has a clear role, and a need, right? And so when role meets need, you get activity that could lead to achievement. And that's what you're seeing right now with these Laker players. When you had AD out there, Jackson, Hayes, these other guys, that they knew that their minutes were going to be limited. They made mistakes that were going to be taken out. Close games, they weren't going to be in there. And now that has all changed. because the opportunity has met the need. The role has met the need. And the performance and the production has been there. And guys are more ready. They know they're going to get opportunities and they're looking to take advantage of them. And it's not like before where these guys could play maybe for 5 to 10 games when AD was out injured. AD's not coming back. So they know that this isn't just short term. They have a role for the rest of the season with this team. And the mindset of a player in that situation. Look, I've had Coach AAU where I had a guy that was, behind another guy, a guy maybe came in when that guy was either a sophomore, junior, or senior. And, he got some minutes, but he was playing behind a guy that was ahead of him. Right. And once that player graduated, now that other player now knows that the opportunity is going to be there. He's going to get his minutes. He's going to get his opportunities. He's going to get his chances. If he's making mistakes, he's going to be out there longer. He's probably going to have more chances at the end of games. And the confidence, the preparation, the activity all goes up. And I've seen this numerous times, both when I was coaching and in business. And so that's what you're seeing right now with this Laker team. So I don't want to say that AD being there made other guys lazy, because I don't think a lot of these guys were lazy. I just think it's the opportunity, it's the role, it's the expectation of the time they're going to have now, and they're seizing it. And that's pretty much all it is. That's a good question. That's a great question. Hope the answer met the expectation of that question, because that was a great question. I remember you from Dan Shannon when you used to mod. Yeah, I've seen Shando around on different channels too. Let's see. Told you make Jokic run like Larry Brown did to Shaq. Yeah. Let's see. Department of Cannabis RX. What's going on, sir? What's going on, man? Dude, we just kicked Denver in the Nuggets. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's funny. Oh, man. Wifey's out. He's off leash. Yeah, speaking of off leash, here comes Lucky. I just heard him. Just here, Lucky. You may see him in the background to see where he's at. No, he just walked out. Yeah, man. Wifey out tonight, man. So I'm chilling. Had some time tonight, man. Had some time. Let's see. Khalifa's for Life 13. What's going on, bro? Jeff, let's go. Lakers are back. Facts, man. And again, the Lakers aren't just back because they beat Denver. The Lakers are back since they got Luka. You know what I mean? So, I've been, I said something on Lakers Fast Break the other night. Shout out to those guys. Make sure to go subscribe. I had said that, like, this Laker team, like, I wasn't passing up on money for. Like, I wasn't. There's an old saying, like, if you got a homie that calls you in the middle of the night, you got to get out of bed. If he calls you, you got to get out of bed. You got to go. He's like, yo, I need you. Pull up. Like, you got to go. Right. Then it's like, the home's like, I ain't getting out of bed for you. I'm not getting out of bed for you. Like, I'm not. You got yourself in this, get yourself out of it. I'm not getting out of bed. I'm not putting myself at risk. I'm not going out to the street with you. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. Right. Not getting out of bed for you. That's how it was with the Lakers. I'm not getting out of bed for this team. I'm not giving up money for this team. There's money to be made out here. There's more than one way to get it. I'm not leaving it out there to come sit here and watch this team mess around. Not doing it. Show me you're serious and I'll sacrifice, I'll sacrifice, right? I'll find other ways. And they made the Luka trade. I'm like, okay, here we go. I got to rearrange some things, right? And that's how it is. So now I'll get out of bed, right? I'll get out of bed. So that's how it is. Old saying, I ain't getting out of bed for that, right? But yeah, that's kind of where it was with the Lakers. On the Dodgers, I was still all in on. Lakers, I watched him, checked in on him. I just didn't feel, the urgency to create content for him. They were just driving me nuts. But the NBA in general, and hopefully that All-Star game is the first show I've done since the All-Star game. You want to call it that, the All-Star break. I don't want to call that an All-Star game. I hope that All-Star situation is the straw that breaks the camel's back. Terrible, right? That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, now I'm excited for the NBA again, man. And it's been a good, man. Those who watched me last year kind of probably heard me repeatedly say that I've been telling you guys since December, this is what it was. December of 2023 is kind of when basketball just wasn't the same for me no more. Covering it, right? Just I did it. I wrote it out, but wasn't enjoying it, right? I'm sorry. This gives me something to look forward to and enjoy again. That's the main reason why I'm back. Joseph, what's going on, man? He said, Partment, Lakers kick Denver in the Nuggets. That's funny, man. What's going on, Joe? Like I said a moment ago, make sure to go subscribe to Lakers Fast Break, man. Some real good gentlemen over there, as well as Joe. You know, he's in a different, level. He's not the gentleman over there, but you know what I mean. Let's see. Please support Ox. There you go. Let's see. And Westbrook hating. Russ had a decent game tonight, man. He had a decent game. I'm actually happy that the type of season he's having, man. AD would have lost us this game. Partman, that might be fair, but again, he might have. It wasn't going to be for anything other than it was just a bad matchup for AD because the Lakers just didn't have anything else to facilitate actual offense when AD's energy was gone due to defense. We cracked the code. Yep, we absolutely did. We absolutely did. Yeah. Well, I mean, Dallas obviously thinks very highly of AD as well, and obviously they thought pretty lowly of Luka. And us probably getting a motivated Luka here is only good for us. Give Nate McMillan his flowers. Yeah, that's what. Yep. We talk about these players and we talk about Coach JJ Redick, but we got to talk about something that we often talked about last year, which is the lack of a legitimate coaching staff. Legitimate assistants, and we have that now, and that is showing its merit. You have a rookie head coach who I feel is overachieving, but you have certified, what's the term here, like bona fide a legitimate NBA head coaches on that assistant staff, guys who have been through it all. And when you got someone like JJ who's been a basketball lifer but never coached an NBA game in his life, having guys like that there, to me, that was where Darvin Ham's biggest failure was. Not even his own coaching. And I know a lot of y'all are going to think that's crazy, but his own coaching wasn't his biggest problem. It was his inability to recognize that he needed stronger assistant coaches. I felt was his biggest downfall. And probably his stubbornness, which led to a lot of other things that hurt him. But that stubbornness or paranoia, whatever it may be, may have been the reason he didn't have those coaches to begin with. But Darvin not having legitimate assistant coaches is probably what led to a lot of that. AD is a bull in a china shop. That was super. Like when Luka, Luka was just nuts, man. Lakers moved AD before Braun, and Dallas moved Luka before Kyrie. It's crazy. Yep. Lakers moved AD before Braun, and Dallas moved Luka before Kyrie. Crazy. Okay, I just read that twice. I don't know why. I'd still move Rui off the bench and start DFS personally. That's the only thing I'd want JJ to do. I think come playoff time, that's the move. I think that makes more sense. But I think, the reason being that, one, when they got DFS, he was coming back off a pretty serious calf strain, and they didn't really want to put him through too much out the gate. And the main reason you would put him in there out the gate would be to strengthen your defense. But as I said, since January 15th, the Lakers have the best defense in the league. So it's not hurting you right now. So they're just rolling with what's working. At some point, maybe that does change, but we will have to wait and see there. Luka been the perfect star for LA, especially with his bilingual ability. They really got two international guys on Luka and Rui. Yep. Rui is playing well with energy. He and Reaves fit well and well next to Braun. Reaves gets better every year. Amazing talent. I feel like he's been getting better every week. Like, I really feel he has. Oh, man, Chris coming in again. Appreciate you, brother. Chris, the art director, with another super chat. Carrying the show tonight, my guy, man. Appreciate y'all. Luka, the new LA Don. You write about AR, Empire Draft. I love how the bench gets excited. Everyone is connected. Yeah, man, I'm trying to tell you, like, connected is a good point to mention. And again, when a team is labeled as connected, that is a very good thing. I used to tell my team all the time, we're disconnected out here. We're disconnected. And when they didn't have going things right. When I said you guys are connected out there, that is a good thing to say about a basketball team. And you're right. This team is absolutely connected. What's going on, Micah? Appreciate you, man. Lakers kicked tail tonight. Absolutely. Y'all noticed when Luka came, LeBron turned up a bit. He did, because you know what? Not Luka, the overall Laker team, like they're like, yo, we have a chance now. We have a chance now. We have a chance to do something. That team had just ran its course with Braun and AD. And I think the Laker team got re-energized, reinvigorated here. And I kept telling you guys, man, all it was going to take was for this organization to have something present itself that helps them this year and beyond, and they would make a move. They were not going to make a move to fix that team. The Braun AD era was over. They weren't fixing that era. They weren't. I can't count how many times I told you guys that. Not only did I believe that, but I was essentially told that. All right. And I kept saying it over and over and over that there was nothing saving this team. Braun AD. There was nothing saving that team. You weren't moving D'Lo or Rui or Austin and all that to get someone else to play with Braun and AD. It was not going to save that team. So they went and they've essentially built another team. And now they will work around this one for the foreseeable future. And, you know, Braun could play more years like this at this activity, especially in the offseason if he opts out and it's like, look, now let's go get people. I'm gonna bring this dollar amount down. Let's go get somebody. And I think he, you know, they talked about trying that last year. Didn't like the fact they made that public and made it harder on the Lakers, but now it's a real thing that could come up and happen again. So for sure. And yeah, I'm still in shock too, Serge. This is still craziness to me, man. Luka 1-on-1 owns everyone too. I noticed, yeah, he's perfect for the way the game is officiated too. So it's like Luka's just perfect for this team, bro. Shando says, Jeff, what do you think about what's up with Dalton? Dalton's a rookie, man. He's a rookie that's gonna have ebb and flows. He's gonna have ups and downs. And like I said, Dalton Connect was a guy who transferred multiple times in college. So what he went through is nothing new to him. You know, he did it to colleges. He did it to schools. He's effectively been a free agent or has been traded before he was ever a pro. So this is nothing new to him. So I'm not really too worried about him. He's a rookie. He's gonna have stretches, right? I think he'll have stretches where he picks up and gets going again. I'm not judging the rookie. He will get better. Yeah, that's my point. BC, what's going on, my guy? Said go Lakers. Absolutely. LeBron and Luka equals championship, man. I hope so. How about waiving Reddish and Shake? Now, Shake maybe, Reddish maybe. But I don't think Alex Len gets waived because again, they need insurance from a big man perspective. They definitely need one. Omari's, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well, man. Good to see you, Jeff. Thank you. I appreciate you. Good to see you as well. Yeah, man, I'm gonna do my best to try to get back to regular basketball rotation out here, man. It's been tough. I've been real busy. You guys know I was covering the Dodgers like crazy. Dodger season is back, but now the Dodgers are in the beginning of spring training, and it's kind of chill as those guys kind of edge into their season. I got some time for basketball right now, and as it gets towards the back end of spring training, things will pick back up with the Dodger coverage. But I got to try to find some balances here, right? I'm a one-man show. I don't really got a crew up here yet. And, you know, just got to try to find the time to do what I got to do up here. Let's see. People talking to search. Let me mind my business. Let's go. Watch Me Work says, peace, good game. Are you happy with the trade as today? What's going on, Watch Me Work? Peace to you as well. Oh, yeah, man, I love the trade when it happened. I couldn't believe that some Laker fans weren't happy when it happened. But I'm loving the trade now for the next 10 years. Luka set the pace in the first quarter. Absolutely. AD still gave us a ring. I'm thankful. I'm very thankful. I'm 100% thankful. And I will always continue to be thankful. Again, anytime that I say something that may be taken negative towards AD, I'm going to always make sure I say multiple things positive because there's no AD shade here. There was no AD bashing. There was no AD resentment. I do not consider AD's tenure a failure. I do not consider it a disappointment. I do not consider it anything other than me being thankful for it. Point blank, period. And I'm going to often say that when you win a championship with the Lakers and you were one of the one or two players that were at the top of that had helped hit a game-winning shot in those playoffs, dominated. AD's a Laker for life. In my mind, in my heart, AD is a Laker for life. I believe AD will make LA his home when he's done. In the offseason will be his home. Already was before he came here. AD is still one of us. He's not with us now, but moving AD got us Luka, right? So every trade or any championship that we win with Luka, AD is attributed to that, right? Because if Dallas didn't want Luka, we never get AD. If Dallas didn't hold AD in that regard, we didn't have the means to go get another star. But because we had another star that we could move that was still young enough, right? He wasn't 34, 35. wasn't KD's age, wasn't up there like that. Young enough where Dallas felt they can get probably another 5 years out of him, and they decided to make the move. So there will never be any AD bashing around here on my side. Let's see. Even think they would consider moving AD at the start of the season, but if someone gives you Luka Doncic, it's a no-brainer. Look, I don't think they were shopping AD. I don't think that they were actively looking to move him. They got presented with the offer they couldn't refuse. Like no team in the league would have turned down the trade that Dallas came to the Lakers and offered. No team in the league would have turned that down. No GM would have passed that up. None. And the Lakers should have had their head examined if they even thought about turning down that trade, right? And there's no way they could have. They weren't shopping AD. And I'm sure the first thing they said to AD was, look, we weren't looking for this. We got approached. It took us a month to decide if we were going to do this or not, right? As far as building it together. But we have a chance to get Luka, man. I don't know what to tell you type of thing, right? I'm sorry. We love you. If it was almost anyone else, you'd still be here. But we got a chance to get Luka. I'm sure AD was like, AD would probably make that trade. AD would probably trade himself for Luka in 2K or something, right? I wouldn't say cheap. I mean, yeah, cheap feels, but it was cheap considering it was AD, Max Christie, and a first-round pick. I still think that even if you give up an all-star or an all-NBA player, I still felt cheap overall asset-wise when it came to picks. Christie, AR wasn't moved in this deal. Like, they only had to move one pick. There weren't a bunch of pick swaps. Like, I think it was cheap overall. Not saying that AD being in the package made it cheap, but I think it was kind of cheap overall. It was cheap in my opinion. He says, facts. What's going on? Jerica said, go Lakers. What a game. Looking so handsome, Jeff. Great insights as always. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a great night. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Serge. I tend to agree. I've always said Braun is better with a player who can get threes and take over. At this stage, what do you feel it was different about AD in 2020, though? AD was just much more agile, man. He could move better laterally. He had more explosiveness. AD, his body had filled out a little more. He'd lost a step as far as speed. He was still very good defensively. He was stronger. But what made AD special to me was his agility. And he wasn't as agile anymore. And he wasn't as athletic anymore. But again, a guy who's getting into his early 30s versus a guy who was 26 when the Lakers got him, those things are going to naturally run its course, especially when you start stacking up injuries on that player, which is what happened to AD, right? Lower extremity injuries. This was going to happen. So AD's body, just changed, right, over time, and this is what happened as a result of it. And they traded, AD for Luka, and here we are. What's going on, Mr. Layback? I coached a part league team with youth players. The rules were each player had to play. I would put in the not so good players in the second quarter for a couple of minutes. It's like playing, playing chess. So look, I also coached Park League early in my coaching career. Park League, I coached after school programs. Then I, moved up to travel ball on high school and all these different things. So I always started a guy or girl that had no business starting every single time. It was usually in my 3 spot. And I would just constantly work with that player on being able to take and make open shots. And so many times I was able to make a player out of that player. I often had really good guards, some pretty good bigs. And even if I had a really good 3, small forward, at the time when there was positions, right? Even if I still had a really good 3, more than likely that 3 was coming off my bench because I had a strong enough guard, I had a strong enough big, and I could hide that lower talented player there at the 3, and I would just put him in the corners. I'd go run to whichever corner, the opposite side of where the dominant ball handler was, because he's going to use misdirection or he's going to go to his dominant hand, and you're going to get an open shot every time that he passes you the ball. Whenever you get the ball, you're going to be open. So I would spend hours with that player and get them confident in taking and making that shot. Once that player started taking and making that shot, teams would start then to close out on that player, right? That team then they would teach the player the pump, the shot fake, the blow by. They get to the free throw line. Team started respecting that player. That player got more confidence. They're defending better now, and now I got a 3-and-D player, right? 10 times out of 10, I did that on all my teams, and majority of the time it worked. And I took a player that was going to be at the back end of my bench that was going to get no playing time, turned them into someone who can help the team. Those players often, one way or another, ended up being pretty good leaders on the team too, because the team always loved players like that who was putting in the extra work. They were rooting for him or her. And those teams, those players turned into something. And that's what you do with player development. That's what you do with kids. And that's why the Park League has that rule where players have to play, because it forces the coaches to coach and develop. And I never felt forced. I loved the challenge, right? And I often turn those players into good basketball players. And I'd still do that today if I was coaching. It was great. It was great. And Reddick, we trust. Facts. Facts. Let me mind my business. Situations or everything. Russ is proof of that. I've been saying if even for Gabe Vincent, notice he played better once D'Lo got moved. Gabe Vincent played better when he got minutes while healthy, right? We never lost Miami Gabe. We just lost his knee, right? So he's back now. That's all that really is. He's healthy. Lakers the 4 seed. Yeah. Jeff, what do you think about Phil Handy? I remember you saying Handy is not this savant y'all think he is. No. It's not what I said. It's not what I said. I want to correct that. No. I'm not saying he's not good at what he does. I'm saying there are other Phil Handys out there. He's a brand name. He's known because he's attached himself to star players. But there are a lot of really, really good player development guys. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Look at the leap that Max Christie had in a year without Phil Handy. It's not shade towards Phil Handy. It's just saying there's other guys who do it very well. And Phil Handy, I'm not going to say is not great at what he does, but to sit up here and act like the Lakers were going to fall apart because they didn't bring back Phil Handy was crazy. And to sit up here and people were saying that Phil Handy should have had a shot at being a head coach is even more crazy. And Phil Handy is solid at what he does, but Phil Handy is not head and shoulders above everyone else in the league that does this. And that's all I'm saying. Still very good at what he does. Let's see. What's a hot take you think will happen? I think Draymond gets moved in the offseason because Jimmy Butler would make the best version of Draymond Green. I mean, I'm not a hot take guy. I don't really believe in hot takes because I like to analyze things. And I don't think Draymond being moved is a hot take. They looked into that at the trade deadline, right? Again, it's gonna have to make sense for them. They're not just going to give him away. They're not going to dump him somewhere. I wouldn't say it's a hot take because again, I don't really like hot take culture. But I would say that the Luka trade. Do I want to go there? Okay, look. So the Luka trade is going. The Luka trade is going to open the door for more Luka-like trades, is what I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Let's see. People talking to each other. Let me mind my business. Yes, if you are new, please like, subscribe, and become a member. All that and above. Appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Swish Flames podcast. What's going on, Swish Flames? Goodwin needs roster spot. He fits with the team, and he might get one. He's definitely earned it. He's earned it. Speaking of earn, man, I need these glasses are driving me nuts, man. I need to get that little screwdriver kit. They keep falling off my damn face. Califas for Life says, Jeff, you excited to watch Roki possibly Wednesday? Oh, I am. I'm still trying to get my behind to spring training. My schedule being tough. I'm working my tail off to try to get out there, man. I got to make that happen. But yeah, I'm super excited to see that. Very excited to see that. Let's see. AD was dope. Yeah, it still is dope. I agree too, man. I agree. Do we win this game with AD, with DFS, Vando, maybe a center? I don't know, because I just felt like with Braun and AD, this Denver team had our number. We've changed the narrative. We've changed the team. We've changed the conversation. And now Denver has to think about us because we didn't just beat them. We beat the brakes off them in their own building when they were on a 9-game winning streak. Doesn't change anything come playoff time, right? Doesn't change anything that happened the last 2 years. But it does put a little thought in their mind. Puts a little thought up there. Whereas where they were living in the Lakers' heads, now the Lakers are like, aha. All right. We got something on you now. We got you. We got you. Let's see. Props and respect to AD. Always. Lakers building the future with Luka. Yep. Search, I really think Gabe, DFS, and Vandal make a big difference. They do. Quality role players who know their roles and contribute make a huge difference. Huge difference. Mm-hmm. Let's see. There's a schedule. Amari says schedule will look really tough, but I think this can be good also. They'll be focused those 3 straight back-to-backs. Or the NBA doing. You know what? But again, like that stretch that AD was hurt when they beat the Knicks, they beat the Clippers and rather easily, right? This team, when they lock in, I'm telling you, man, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I'm really not. I'm really not. A really great point guard makes a difference. It sure does. Sure does. Well, guys, like, so ever since the Lakers got LeBron James, March has been brutal. I've always, you know what do I call it? The post NFL national TV NBA LeBronathon. I think that's what I've always called it. This is every year since the Lakers got Bron. This was every year that every other team had Bron. Post NFL NBA LeBronathon is what it is. As soon as the NFL is over, it's a bunch of Laker or whatever team Bron is on, primetime national TV games, and it's just that time of the year now. It's why the Lakers usually have a very front-loaded schedule at home to start the season, and then come March, things get a little hectic, and that's where we are now. This is every single year. Every single year. You can't stand that, I'm Silver. Jeff, do you think the Lakers can end up getting a lower seed than the Nuggets? They can. I'm telling you, man, they can. This Denver team is not the Denver team of 2 years ago. And the Lakers team aren't the same team as 2 years ago. There's a lot of things that have changed here, man. A lot of things that have changed. Let's see. A lot of things have changed. Chris said, Empire Jeff, I would be perfect on any of your teams. I'm a 3-and-D player and does all the little things. I love playing D. And yeah, those are the exact type of players like that. Always had a place on my team. Look, I had players when I was coaching club, or travel ball level teams, right? I always let kids who weren't part of the team come practice and work. Always let them work. If they were putting in the work, if they were doing the drills, if they were running, and I could always use extra bodies in practice, you know, if they were doing all the drills, if they were putting in all the work as a team was, I would let them come in, right? And then I would let these guys get runs when we were doing pickups, and I would give guys, a rest, especially if there was like a night before a big game and I needed some guys to get some run in that maybe some of my bench guys, but I was giving my starters or some of my key guys the night off, that I would bring in these guys and let them put in the work. Always. And some of those teams the next year or later on that year join the team, from working with them. So if you give me a player that has some skill and has the effort, I can make something out of them, right? They got IQ, it doesn't have to be the most talented or athletic person, but you need those workhorses on every single team. Every team, you need players that'll do the dirty work, and you need players that'll do the jobs that no one else on the team wants to do. You need that. You absolutely need that. What's going on, Lewis? What's good, my big brother Jeff? Let's go. Lakers, get the likes and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and tell a friend or a family member about the channel and share the channel. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's the biggest difference between role players now and back in the days? I mean, just other than it just being a different era, I think role players knew their roles better back in the days. I would say role players nowadays get paid way too much, and role players nowadays think they're bigger than role players. Outside of that, they're still role players. Just the era has kind of changed a little bit. Became a member of the channel. Hey, appreciate you, my guy, Lewis, man. Appreciate you promoting people to become a member on the channel, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Take for X Luke Longley, Steve Kerr, Judd Burchell type. Yeah, I mean, like those were different. So those guys like effort, again, different eras, how the game is played. Right now, your role players, they're different than they kind of were back in the day. You had specialists kind of back in the day, right? The game is just a little bit different now. Like to put it lightly, just a little bit different, right? But role players are still role players. You know what I mean? They're still role players. But yeah, man, just exciting game, exciting night, exciting times for the Lakers. Look, I don't know what this season's going to mean. I said when they made this trade that this it's probably going to benefit them more next year and beyond than it would this year. They're kind of playing with house money, but if they get that done, look like the Dodgers, man. Like I said, lost their whole starting pitching staff, right? For the most part, they had a lot of guys out. I kept saying, like, look, they could still win it, but they almost get it past this year because of all the injuries, and they went and they won the whole damn thing. So maybe who knows, man? Crazier things have happened. But I do believe now with LeBron and Luka, if healthy, with this team, with the way Austin is playing, DFS, Vando being able to defend, the way Rui's playing, the way Gabe is playing with while he's healthy, the way these journeymen, non kind of name brand type of players are playing. Look, the Lakers have all the makings of a Cinderella story here. They need some luck. They're not the best team in the NBA, but their chances are much, much stronger right now than they were a month ago. And that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Back in the days, how were trade discussions like during the deadline? They weren't like this because there was no social media. So the hype wasn't as there. You'd hear about it. You'd see about it later. You'd hear about it maybe on the radio. Something would come on ESPN.com, right? But it wasn't in real time like you see it now. The real time, that instant information just changed everything. That's what made it so it's kind of what made it toxic, but it did make it so exciting. And it's real talk. It's what created content creation, because you give guys like me or people out here who cover the sport access to real-time updates, knowledge, and information. And it made it to where we can create our own content. We don't have to watch SportsCenter. We don't have to wait for the nightly news. We don't have to wait for the newspaper. We don't have to go to ESPN.com. We don't have to wait for an article. We get real-time information and we get to talk about it and break it down. And that's what's really changed it all. What's going on, Kurt? Appreciate you, brother. Luka is washed. What we found out tonight is that this is Alex Lynn's team. That's funny. Greetings, Jeff Search, Lucky in chat. What's going on, man? Appreciate you. That's funny. Is this Kurt guy in trouble? Oh, man. But yeah, man, it's going to be exciting as we go down the stretch here. Like I said, March is going to be crazy, little diabolical schedule-wise. But like I said, the post-NFL NBA LeBron-a-thon is a real thing. It's here again. And it's just our turn this year to go through it. That's all it is. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for the night, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are here with me. I appreciate that. Drop a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. One more to wait to this one. I remember you saying Russ comments on Pat Bev had some validity, like he'd be a different in Utah game and Tuesday versus national TV game versus Lakers. Yeah, I always called him Sideshow Pat. Sideshow Pat, man. He's Sideshow Pat. Yeah, I agree, Kurt. I agree. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down tonight. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna do better at popping up more Lakers, Dodger coverage. Like I said, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Search, you the best in the business. I love you, brother. Thank you. Love all you guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. Stay safe. Let's go, Lakers. Let's go, Dodgers. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.